Hi, my name is Julia, and this is my story. I have a PhD in clinical psychology, and I'm a trained clinical psychologist. My husband and I were really looking to live somewhere where we could get to the outdoors more quickly than we could from Toronto. We agreed that one of us, we'd start looking for a job, and whoever got it first in a country that was interesting and where they spoke English. And it was that week that a job came up at the University of Canterbury. And then within a week, I was being flown out for an interview.
Oh, the first time I saw Julia was at a Canterbury Medical Research Foundation dinner. So it was a fundraising dinner, a large number of health professionals, and they're pretty cynical at times. And Julia stood up and gave this presentation which absolutely had everybody spellbound.
The first time I met Julia was as a clinical psychology student at the University of Canterbury, and Julia was one of my clinical lecturers all the way through the program.
My first impression of Julia was sort of like pretty much the impression I've got now, which you face someone who's very intelligent and who's sort of like bubbly and charming.
As a professor, she is passionate. So she really engages with you if you've got good ideas about research. She doesn't put blocks in your way. She encourages you to think about a topic.
She's passionate, well-informed, and she clearly is determined to get to the bottom of what the implications of nutrition might be for mental health.
If we're honest about the data and we look at the number of people on psychiatric drugs and we look at the number of people who are receiving other types of treatment, not enough people are getting well. And so as scientists, it is our role to ensure that we look at alternatives no matter how controversial and no matter how much they contravene our current way of thinking. At that time, I was intrigued, I was skeptical. In terms of nutrition, I have no background in nutrition. In fact, I was taught at graduate school that nutrition was completely irrelevant to mental illness, and I very much believed that.
The theory that she's pursuing, that our nutrition is a critical factor in determining the nature of our mental health status and the duration of our mental health challenges is really important and very exciting.
What I like about our research is that we are using the gold standard, which is the randomized controlled trial, to show that nutrients are relevant. And if we can put that on the map and say, look, you can't ignore our data. This is a study that's been done exactly like a drug. But if our research has the impact on other people that they start to think about what they're putting in their mouth, then we have won.
The area of research that we're in has huge potential and is a really fun part of research to be involved in, but she is a lone voice at the moment speaking out against an established medical perspective on mental health, and that can be really challenging at times.
Because mental health has become such a major issue for our society that people like her are absolutely critical, and you can really only get great research outcomes by being passionate.
Sometimes people don't speak out for the most vulnerable, and this is what I feel that this research is doing and Julia's work is doing, is advocating for some of our most vulnerable.
I would like for our society to really reflect uncomfortably on the state of the picture right now in New Zealand about how we're going with helping people who have mental health problems. And so if our society could really move towards embracing lifestyle factors as being relevant to our health and ensuring that our society is built around ensuring that we can look after ourselves well, then I think we're going in the right direction. My name is Julia, and that was my story.